So look, I've been there too. I've ran an agency running Facebook ads for realtors, and I scaled it up and I realized, dude, there are a lot of problems with this model. I'm making this video because I want to explain to you what's changed my life, which is going from running a marketing agency to running a coaching business, teaching people the skills I gained in my agency. That's why I'm making this video. And so if you understand that this is the inevitable next step for you, this video will be the greatest thing and hopefully change the complete direction of your life. And that's my plan with this. And now I want you to understand that, look, when you're running an agency, you start that business, it's a great starter business because it allows you to start learning skills and add these skills to your tool belt. Like let's say you're running ads or you're doing outreach for clients, whatever it is, you're upgrading your skill set. And you started the business out of a place of survival. Hey, I just need to survive. I just need to make enough money to get by. But if you've been able to grow the agency and have something click and something work for you, you know the problems with it. I know the problems with it. The nightmare freaking clients that I worked with, it was not fun. It just wasn't fun, straight up. It wasn't fun. The complexity on the back end with delivery wasn't fun. Getting clients and chasing people down wasn't fun. And I'll tell you a story on how I figured this out. A little over a year ago, you could go watch when I first posted my first YouTube video. I saw and I noticed this, that all the guys in the online space, the Serge Guittaris, the Joel Kaplans, the Imans, all these guys in the agency space were no longer running an agency, but they were running a coaching or consulting business. And I had to figure out why. And I decided a year ago, and I want to pat myself on the back, old Christian, but what I decided a year ago was that I was going to do what all these guys were doing instead of doing what all these guys were teaching. Everyone's talking about here's a new outreach script, here's a new ad funnel, but they were posting organic content on YouTube, right? That's where you found them. That's why you bought their program in the first place. That's why I bought the programs. And so I was like, hold on, I'm onto something. So I started posting a couple videos on YouTube sharing how I got clients using cold DMs in my agency. And you'll never freaking guess what happened. I did not have a plan to sell anything. I was still running my agency. I was doing like 20, 30K months. And in revenue, not profit, right? Very important. There's a difference, okay? And when I started posting these videos on YouTube, I had people come to me and say, Christian, I need help with cold DMs. The first month of posting content on YouTube, I had a video get some, good views. And that month, listen to this, that month, I believe it was November of 2023. So basically a year ago, that was my first month coaching. And I did $24,000 in profit. $24,000 hit my bank account, none of it left. I had never touched that type of money in my life because I did 20, 30K in revenue in my agency. Contracted revenue, and then expenses with the team of VAs and all this stuff. And I was like, whoa. And that wasn't even the best part. The best part of doing that was seeing how easy it is to make money when you have a brand. Everybody says it, but until you experience it, you don't know what it's like. I came from a spot in my agency where I had to cold DM realtors. I had to follow up with them 6 times. I had to call them up and dial them 14 times in the first week. I had to get them on a Zoom call and spend an hour and a half convincing them to pay me $3,000, $4,000. And then once they paid me, I felt worse than before they paid me because now I had to deliver this nightmare of a service. In my coaching business, I closed somebody through my Instagram DMs after asking them 3 or 4 questions. They paid in full. They didn't even get on a Zoom call with me. I took 4 sales calls that first month coaching, closed every single one for 4K paid in full. Closed people in my DMs, closed people on 100% on sales calls. That's how I was able to do 24K profit my first month. In my agency, I was booking 5-6 sales calls a day. Why wasn't I making more money? That month in November, I only booked 4 sales calls. In my agency, I was doing 5-6 calls a day. But those calls wouldn't show up, right? They wouldn't close at a high percentage. And don't get me wrong, I'm good at sales. And I did improve the show and close rate. But there was no trust there. There was no trust built with these realtors. It was a very hard sell. And so that blew my mind. And I had a moment there where I just sat back and I was like, wow, I get it now. I get why all the gurus run a coaching business. And so this is all to say that, look, if you have a skill set and you've been able to grow an agency to some freaking revenue amount, and whatever process you use to do that, I'm going to show you in this video how you could package up this process that you used and teach it to other people. Because if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And your skill set is better used, it's higher value, teaching it to other people than doing it for your clients like you're doing right now. You will make more money if you stopped running ads for your agency and shut it down and taught agency owners how to run ads than the other way around. And that's why everybody does it. So understand this. I'm going to show you everything you need to know in this video, but you will probably still want to stay comfy. You'll probably still want to stay in the agency because you have a process that's working, but understand that if you are a natural freaking killer and you want to get to the next level, this is the next level. This is the new tool belt, the new skill set that you have to add to your tool belt, okay? This is where you're going to have to learn how to personal brand, how to coach people, how to deliver in a coaching business, how to scale a coaching business. You need to add to that skill set belt that you have. And that's what I did, okay? So by all means, you could stay in your agency, keep doing the 10 grand a month in profit that you're doing. But if you want to get to 30 grand a month in profit like I'm doing right now, I'm going to show you how. So I don't want to keep yapping. I'm going to share my screen with you, dive into this. I want you to take notes and I want you to implement this on your own for free. Like just do this on your own and you'll see what happens. Let's dive in. All right, so the first thing we're going to cover is your offer. What does the offer look like? We're going to talk about everything that I do. So this is like how I structure my thing. There's 2 ways to structure the coaching offer. 1 is to sell a big idea, and 2 is to sell a system. So I'm going to give you 2 examples here. Okay, so the example for me is like my offer right now is selling a big idea in my coaching business. And what's my big idea? Well, the people I work with, I want to turn them from agency owners to coaches. Right? So I'm not necessarily selling a funnel or selling an acquisition system or a way to get results for clients. All I'm doing is I'm selling a big idea or a new opportunity or a new business model to people. So maybe you do the same thing. Maybe you go biz op with your agency and say, hey, stop drop shipping. You need to start an agency. You see what I'm saying? So you could go the big idea route and that's totally viable, but that's an example of what I do with my offer. Now, what a lot of my clients do is they sell a system. So let's say, one of my clients, he's really good, and let me just block this off here. He's really good at doing SMS outreach. And so what he sells is not mentorship or coaching. You don't sell coaching. It's just like the agency. You don't sell running ads or sending outreach for people. You sell the result, or at least you should be. And so with him, it's like, hey, SMS is the vehicle, but when you work with me, you're going to get to this result in your agency. That's what he's saying here. And the way he does it is with SMS outreach. And so again, what you want to sell is your system. So this could be an ad funnel. This could be like a way to do email. And basically you're going to be selling a result. So you could help people that are at 2K a month in their agency get to 10K a month. They don't have to make an insane jump as long as it's something that's viable. If they're going to make an extra $8,000 a month, you don't think they'd pay you $5,000? And if you've already got into 10K, you don't need case studies. You are your own case study. That's the beauty of this. You are your own case study. I want you to understand that. And so the offer is very simple, right? And so you could think of it like A to B transformation. Just to kind of wrap up on the offer section here, A is the current situation of your clients. So the current situation is also going to be something where you used to be here. You used to be here. So imagine like you're teaching your skill set of, the copywriting that you did in your agency. Like an example, that's like one of my clients, KJ. He ran a copywriting agency and now he teaches people copy and he's doing 70 grand a month. So the person he's helping is like KJ at zero, as an example, right? And what he's doing is he's helping them learn skill of copy so that, right, don't miss this, so that they can sign their first 5 clients. And so it's a transformation that people are paying him, thousands of dollars for. And then this right here, we're going to get there is the delivery section, which is what needs to happen to get them to that B result. But this is the summary of your offer is you either want to sell a big idea to people or you want to sell your system. Okay. And now the most important part though is going to be how we actually package this up and get attention. So what does attention look like in my business? Well, it's very, very simple. By the way, when it comes to the offer, like you don't need any guarantees here or anything like that. You could sell either paid in full, and I just want to wrap up here, sell either paid in full or MRR with this. So I've done, 4K pay in fulls. I've done 6K pay in fulls. I increased my price when I increased the value of my program. And I've also done MRR. So some people pay me $500 a week, AKA, like $2,000 a month. So that's something that you could also do as well. And it just depends on what you want to prioritize. If you need cash in the bank, go for PIFs. If you want to stack recurring revenue and have a consistent business, I would recommend you go MRR. Okay, so these are the ways that I structure it and that I've done my pricing. Again, I have 0 guarantees, but I just have a very clear A to B transformation that I help people get to. Okay, when it comes to attention, there's just one thing that we do, or really it's a combo. We do YouTube plus Instagram, and that is it. And our main focus is on YouTube. Why? Because if somebody can go and watch 3, 4, 5 of your videos in a row, they are going to buy. And so the strategy is very simple. All you're going to want to do is post 2 to 3 YouTube videos per week. What are you going to talk about? Well, you're going to talk about the transformation that you get people through. So if you're selling a big idea of how to run an agency, make a video on how you scaled your agency to 10K a month. It's very simple. And then just give something that's different, because something you need to understand is that you need to stand out and people need to buy into you. So they buy you plus they buy your system or your offer. This is what they buy. And so you can't just talk about the system. You also have to talk about you. There's a million agency coaches. What's going to set you apart? Do you love to travel? Do you love to shoot guns? Do you love to do this, this, and this? Write down some of the things you're passionate about, and then those are the coaching clients that you're going to attract, people that are super similar to you. And the only way to do that is to mention pillars about yourself while you're actually giving out value. So I would do 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week providing value. Remember, value equals, hopefully I can spell this right, alleviating pain. An alleviation of pain is where you've already gone through the pain and you're telling people how to get through it. So it's also a transfer of skill to a certain extent. How? Well, when you go through pain to solve a problem, you develop a skill because now you can go and solve that problem again, right? And so it's the same thing here. If your clients or your audience watching your videos are, they have this problem that you've already solved, if you solve it for them, you alleviate their pain and you give them the skill you have, they're going to feel like they owe you something. They're going to feel like they need to reciprocate that value back to you. That's how I was able to sign coaching clients so easily. I would give them my cold DM system. They used it and I solved the problem they had of their cold DMs not working and them not getting leads in their agency. And they came back and paid me easily, right? And so it's the same thing right here. You want to provide value, alleviate their pain, and transfer your skill set to them. And then they'll come and they'll pay you for more guidance and to get to where they want to go faster. Okay? So again, YouTube 2 to 3 videos per week. And then Instagram, we really use as a conversion mechanism. So what do I mean by that? I'll tell you. So people that are on YouTube, you're gonna send them to your site or your Calendly page, right? So all you have to do is link your Calendly in the description or link your landing page in the description. But if they're not ready to go right away, they're gonna go to your Instagram. So it's important that you have your Instagram linked to your YouTube, because the second they follow you, you are going to DM them. BM, my bad. You're gonna DM them. And then you're gonna start a convo. You're gonna ask questions, right? Ask questions to find pain, and then offer sales call to alleviate pain. And then on that sales call, you're gonna walk them through how you solve that pain for yourself and how you can help them one-on-one get to where they wanna go, okay? So I hope that's making sense. It's a simple process. This isn't some brand new, shiny new thing, you know? We post 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week, and then we use Instagram to convert the people that aren't auto-booking sales calls with us. Very simple, just start this, like actually do it. Because I've had so many clients that have started a coaching business and they're like, dude, Christian, I had no idea that you could literally just print money from thin air by making a YouTube video. But that's what the process looks like. Now, what's the final thing that you need to know? So right now, like action step, like what's your action step? I want you to make money from this video. What's your action step? Get clear on what problems you want to solve, right? If you've scaled an agency, you've realized, I had this realization when I scaled my agency, that you could really do whatever you want. As long as you put your head down and you do the inputs and you keep improving and looking at the feedback loops, you can literally accomplish anything you want. So the problem actually becomes, what do you even want to accomplish? So I would really get clear on like, what problems do you want to solve for people? Do you want to help people that are at zero, that have never ran an online business? Do you want to help them start an agency or implement your skill set? Do you want to help people that are, B2B? They're already doing 10, 50K a month, but they'd be better off running ads. And so you help that type of person. It's so clear you do that, because I want you to write this down. I'll put this like as a little side note. The videos you make will dictate, ready for this? I'm gonna freaking box this up, exact person you'll get on sales calls. This is the truest thing that's taken me so long to understand. I used to make videos that were aimed to get a lot of views, and the only way to get a lot of views is to appeal to a wide audience. Who's a wide audience? It's broke people. If you're targeting somebody at 50 grand a month, if you're getting more than 500 views on a video, you are doing something wrong, okay? You need to make videos towards the exact person that you want to get on a sales call. I want you to write that down. So coming back to the action step, figure out what problems you want to solve. And I don't care how you feel, start posting 2 to 3 YouTube videos per week. The more you post, the faster you'll find out what works and what doesn't, and the faster you'll get better at it. The same thing with ads. The more you spend, the faster you'll see if it's working or not. Start posting 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week, and just optimize your Instagram. Give a call to action on Instagram, give a link to your YouTube, have a couple of posts, show that you're a real person, show your lifestyle a little bit. So fix your IG, that's what I would say, fix your IG. And then next step here, which we're about to dive into, is delivery. What does delivery look like? You don't need to focus on this if you don't have coaching clients, but let's talk about delivery. So there's 2 ways to deliver for your coaching business. You have a group model and you have a one-to-one model. It doesn't matter what model you use, you need to follow what are called the 3 C's. And everybody that's run a coaching or consulting business knows what these 3 C's are. We got this from Taylor Welch. He's the one that started this, I believe. The first C, coaching. This is what the back end of every 6, 7, 8, 9-figure coaching business looks like. First C, coaching, okay? What is coaching? It's either group or it's one-to-one. And my recommendation, I want to be a part of the good side of online business, not the evil side that's after strictly money and doing the highest amount of revenue. Most people go straight to group coaching, and what happens? They are terrible coaches and they don't get anybody results. Coaching itself is a skill. It's not just teaching. It's not you lecturing somebody on a Zoom call. That's teaching, okay? Coaching is asking the right questions. Similar to sales, it's asking the right questions to help your client come to the conclusion on their own that they need to get to. And so what I recommend is that you start with a one-to-one model. It's an easy sell because you're giving people your time. It's a very easy sell. You'll get really good at coaching and you'll get better results for your clients. It's a no-brainer. I recommend, I wish I did this at the beginning, which now I do one-on-one coaching. I didn't do it when I started, right? So redundant. But I would start with one-to-one. And once you get to, really like 30 grand a month in one-to-one, then you can go to group. That's for a whole separate video, but just understand the first C is coaching. So either one-on-one calls every week or group calls with all your clients every week. What's the second C? Well, the second C is community. Building a community is one of the most underrated things. And you see how school has done it and how communities have blown up in popularity. But communities have been around forever. My community is guys that are Spartans, right? And we're all like-minded and very similar. And I would just say the biggest thing to look out for in community here is don't let a virus in. What do I mean by that? If you just let anybody with a pulse that has $5,000 pay you and join your program, you're not going to build a strong community. And a strong community will save you time because guys will answer each other's questions, they'll provide value to each other, and increase the LTV of your actual program because people will want to stick around after they learn your system. They'll want to stick around just to be a part of the guys, okay? And if you let a virus in, AKA a bad fit client, like even if they're just not a culture fit, it's going to destroy the community. Okay, so understand long-term you build a community here and that in itself is the value. Okay, now what's the third one? The third one is course. Now you don't need to build a course if you're just starting off. It's the dumbest thing people do. Don't build a course if you're just starting. Just do coaching, figure out what you keep on saying repetitively to your clients. They keep asking the same question, same question, same question. And you've built a literal assembly line where you have your clients do this, they get this result. They do this, they get this result, this result, this result, this result, until they get to the result that they actually paid you for, which is however much money that you told them they were gonna make. Once you've done that and you understand the questions they have, then you come and build a course solving the questions for people. The last thing you want, and I remember this, first program I bought was Iman Gadzhi's, and there was so much course material in there. The amount of stuff you have doesn't correlate to the value. Okay? Just because you have 100 hours of content doesn't mean it's valuable. What's more valuable than 100 hours of content is a 1 hour long course that actually gets your clients the result that they want. It increases the time to actually get the result if they don't have to consume a bunch of content. So just understand this, a little bit of a perspective shift. You don't need a long course. You don't need a course at all when you're starting. Straight to the point course, and I can make a separate video for it. We're just high level over every stage here. But these are the 3 C's that you need to understand. And you basically want to build a process. Like I could show you how I did this for myself. When I was selling an outreach system as my first coaching business, what I did is I built an assembly line. So when anybody came to me, the first thing we would do is work on the offer. I would refine their offer and I would make sure that it's set to be able to, work well with outreach. The second thing I do is launch their outreach with them. And I focus on launching it as fast as humanly possible. The next thing I do is help them build a VSL and post it. The next thing I do is focus on setting with them and then sales. And all I did was follow the exact process I needed them to follow to be able to get them to 10, 20K a month. And it just becomes an assembly line where whenever somebody comes to you, you know exactly what you're helping them with on every single coaching call. That's the idea. You're not mentoring. I see a lot of these guys, the SMMA mentors, right? Maybe you know who I'm talking about. These guys, they're not selling you a system. You want to sell a system. That's what the biggest coaching companies do. They're selling a system, an outreach, a content, an ad, a delivery, a hiring, whatever type of system it is, right? They're not doing it for you, but they're helping you install it. Versus a mentoring role where it's just you doing Q&A with people every week. It's not valuable. So hopefully that's making sense and hopefully you're getting value out of this. But this is basically what my coaching business looks like right now. And so I could even show you my Slack, but basically we have 18 guys in my Slack. Literally show you the wins right here. We have 18 guys, and a lot of these guys are paying $500 a week to be in the group. And so that's how I'm doing 30K a month in profit. And all these guys are freaking winning it with YouTube. I mean, just getting insane results. I'm not trying to sell you, but you get the idea. So yeah, that's what the entire coaching business I run looks like. And I hope that if you're an agency owner that has a skill set, that you just go and freaking do this, okay? And I want to see you win. Let me know on Instagram, DM me once you start crushing it with the coaching business. And I hope you got value out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See you real soon.